Leo, what was the song that changed your life that you heard, man? That you heard and you went, wow. Yeah. What?
Tricky one, but like I feel like sometimes it's a good thing to introduce people to new music, especially the ones who love, because people love to say, I love Brazilian Latin music, but sometimes they don't know who the artists are. And I introduced to an artist called Tim Maia, and David Byrne from Talking Heads loves Tim Maia, and he made this series of psychedelic beautiful music that he loves from around the world, and he chose Tim Maia to be one of his characters of that series.
Wow.
And Tim Maia is a very interesting character in Brazil, because probably like in the list of top singers, probably he is the biggest, like most influential singer. Some people will name Roberto Carlos, which was like a more rock and roll guy, but like he had the soul elements, big black dude, like very powerful voice. And he got, what's the word? Infamous, right? For infamous for not showing up at the gigs sometimes.
Wow.
Because he was wild. Like there was a time like that he was going, and big dude. So lots of drugs, lots of like the things that, you know, usually are not the ones that you would value. But we know like how the life of an artist can turn. However, there was a time in his career that he cleaned up, that this guy introduced him to a cult. It was a religion or whatever that was, a cult. And he wrote 3 albums. It was like a trilogy. It was like this beautiful collection of 3 albums that he exclusively talks about the cult. So when you pay attention to the lyrics, like they're beautiful, they're inspiring, they're fine. But the musicality of it is just like from another world. So the name of like Rational, that's the name of the trilogy, the Rational, Tim Maia, like it's probably like top albums in the world if you go for world music, Tim Maia, Rational. And it's just the musicality, and that really proved that like the guy was a genius under the influence, but when he was clean, when he was devoted to something bigger, he was even better. And for me, who I'm not religious, I don't, I don't put myself in any religion. I understand faith and I have mine, but that opened doors for me to understand that. I'm like, it's nice when you have something to hold on to, you know. It's nice when you can love something so much that it translates in everything that you're doing. And in that case, it was his music.
Nice.
So I feel like that was, that really changed my life.
I think I think it's an important question. I'd like to know what inspired you. What was the song that, you know, kind of clicked or was informative to you?
That is a big question. Legalize It, Peter Tosh. It's one of my favourites. I mean, Peter Tosh in general, he's one of my favourite artists ever, because he was such a rebel, and he didn't give a shit what anyone thought, and he would speak his mind. And you guys probably know, but, you know, he was part of the Bob Marley and the Wailers of the original lineup, and Bob became so famous, and kind of I love Bob Marley, don't get me wrong, but he became more of a pop star in a way, and Peter Tosh didn't want anything to do with that. He's a rebel, the stepping razor, mate. He's a total rebel, and he was like, nah, we're getting too mainstream. He went his own way, and I really respect his the direction he took in his life, and he would speak up against anything that he disagreed with, you know, and he got in a lot of shit. I mean, he got murdered at the end of the day. He died. He got murdered because of his views, you know, and so it's hard to say one song but that's one guy who I really respect his music and who influenced me a lot to just, I mean, I love reggae. I love the style of reggae he does, and I love his power. He's a powerful man, you know. He was a powerful man and a powerful singer, and he's one of my biggest influences.
Yeah, nice. Roy, I want to get to you in a second, but just an interesting fact about reggae and the music of Bob Marley. If you're a musician and you try to play along with any Bob Marley songs, all the songs are slightly flat, So you can't, you know, if you play stir it up, you can't play along with the recording because it's slightly detuned, because back when people used to record on albums or tracks on reels, they said that the songs were too lively and upbeat for the Western market, and so they slowed down the tracks a little bit to give it more of a groove and swing. So actually the original songs are a bit more lively and faster, but they slowed it down to the stoned, chilled vibe. But yeah, all the songs are between keys, so if you try and jam along with Bob Marley, you have to tune your guitar down, or you just have to get really high.